Hello again, Gills fans. Welcome back to the latest episode of Gills in the Blood TV. It is that time where we welcome fans of all clubs in League One. It's the second Friday instalment of my new series, my weekend score predictions. So let's get straight into them. First up is AFC Wimbledon against Portsmouth. Both sides weirdly coming off the back of 3-3 draws in their most recent fixtures. Wimbledon with fellow relegation strugglers Rochdale in the week, and Portsmouth with Accrington Stanley. Wimbledon, though, been on a really good run. Portsmouth been a bit in and out after a really good start under the Cowley. So for that reason, I'm going to sit on the fence and say a final score of Wimbledon 1, Portsmouth 1. Accrington Stanley faced Charlton Athletic. Both sides drew their most recent fixture. Aki with Portsmouth 3-3 and Charlton being pegged back in injury time by Crew Alexander. Accrington's playoff dream is probably over now. Charlton still right in the mix though, and for that reason I'm going to go for a final score. Accrington Stanley 0, Charlton 1. Already relegated, Bristol Rovers play their final home game as a League One team when they take on Crew Alexander at the weekend. Joey Barton's side lost their last game 1-0 at Fratton Park against Portsmouth last weekend. Crew, decent point against Charlton in the week, but I've got a weird feeling that Bristol Rovers are going to go out on something of a high in front of their, in front of their home fans, but on their own patch. And I'm going to go for a final score of Bristol Rovers 2, Crew Alexander 1. Burton Albion against my side, Gillingham, looks like a really good game. I think it might be open. I think there's going to be plenty of goals. Burton scored 5 in the week, seeing off Fleetwood by 5-2. Gills were pegged back against Northampton last weekend, having led by 2-0 to effectively end their playoff dream. I'm going to go for an entertaining score draw in this one. Burton Albion 2, Gillingham 2. Fleetwood against MK Dons is up next, and Fleetwood be looking to bounce back after that humbling 5-2 defeat in the week to Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's Burton. MK Dons coming off the back of a really good win last weekend. 4-goal Will Griggs saw them over the line by 5-0 against a very poor Swindon. I think we'll get a reaction out of the Cod Army this one though. I'm going to sit on the fence and say Fleetwood 1, MK Dons 1. Hull City head into their weekend fixture against relegation-haunted Wigan, knowing that if they win their remaining games, they should be champions of League One come the end of the season. They come off the back of a really good 2-1 win against a decent Lincoln side in their last game. Wigan, a decent point against Burton Albion as they continue to fight the drop against all the odds. But I think Hull will have enough in this one. I'm going to go for a final score of Hull City 2, Wigan Athletic 0. Northampton Town against Blackpool looks like a really intriguing fixture. Both sides need points at different ends of the table. I've said for a few weeks that the Cobblers' home form is keeping them fighting, but I think this one might go the other way. Blackpool picked up a really good away victory at Sunderland in their last game during the week. Northampton probably have to win to keep their chances of avoiding the drop alive, and are probably going to have to be a little bit more open. For that reason, I'm going to go for a final score of Northampton Town 1, Blackpool 2. Peterborough United at home to Lincoln City looks like the game of the weekend for me. Both sides still have a chance of getting automatics. Peterborough know that a win will see them over the line and will confirm their promotion to the second tier for next season. But Lincoln will keep giving themselves a chance. Posh frustratingly pegged back in injury time against Doncaster in the week, whereas Lincoln went to Shrewsbury and picked up another valuable 3 points. If they could win this one, it'd give them a real chance going into the final day. But I think Peterborough will have just enough, and their promotion to the second tier will be confirmed. Final score for me will be Peterborough 2, Lincoln City 1. Plymouth against Sunderland looks like another intriguing game. I said a few weeks ago on Twitter that Plymouth wouldn't pick up another victory this season, and so far I've been proven right. Sunderland still going through a rocky patch. I think it's 5 or 6 without a win now. They lost to fellow playoff hopefuls Blackpool in the week, but I think this is the game where they'll get back on the winning trail. I'm going to go for a final score of Plymouth Argyle 1, Sunderland 2. Rochdale will be looking to make it 4 home wins on the bounce when they take on an out-of-sorts Doncaster Rovers at the weekend. Brian Barry Murphy's side probably know that they have to win to keep alive their slim chances of avoiding the drop, having been pegged back in injury time against Wimbledon during the week. Doncaster picked up a creditable draw against promotion hopefuls Peterborough, and hopefully that will improve their confidence coming into this game. It's another game where I can't separate the two sides. I'm going to go for a final score of Rochdale 1, Doncaster 1. Steve Cotterill should be back at Shrewsbury's ground for this game against Oxford at the weekend, which is probably the biggest news. In terms of the fixture itself, Shrewsbury have been a bit in and out in recent weeks. They're safe from relegation. I've said they've been on the beach a couple of times, but then they've picked up creditable results where you've not expected them to. Oxford still have hopes of the playoffs themselves, but I think this might be a game too far for Carl Robinson's men. I'm going to go for a final score of Shrewsbury 1, Oxford 1. This game between already relegated Swindon Town and goal-shy Ipswich Town doesn't scream thriller to me at the moment. Swindon, like I say, had their relegation confirmed last week. They got an absolute hiding at MK Dons by 5-0. Ipswich have barely scored a goal in the last 2 months. They're struggling to create chances, struggling to hit the target. For me, this has got 0-0 written all over it. So I'm going for a goalless draw. Swindon 0, Ipswich 0. Thanks, as always, for watching and listening. You can check us out on all 4 of our social media platforms. That's here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. But please be aware, we are taking part as a channel in the social media blackout over this bank holiday weekend. So there'll be no new content posted on any of our social media platforms from 3 p.m. on Friday afternoon, right through till 23:59 on Monday nights. The 3rd tier, continue to check that out. We are recording a show for that, but it will not be broadcast live due to the same social media blackout. Please keep continuing to check out the Fan Hub app, which is really starting to gather pace now, especially with the news that it looks likely that fans will be back in stadiums next season. Right, that is enough from me. Thanks for listening, like I've already said. Enjoy your weekend. We'll catch up with you on Tuesday. And until next time, up the Gills.